Hey, welcome to EPN. My name is Victor Lucas, and we bring you the latest in everything cool every single day, thanks in a large part to our friends at the VFS School of Game Design. Thank you so much, Vancouver Film School. Now, today's rundown is dedicated to our friend in Finland, Vili Lofansu. I hope I didn't butcher your name there. Watches the rundown every day from Finland and really appreciates our content. We really appreciate you, Vili. This rundown is all yours. Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to thrust players into an all-new setting with an all-new character. Earlier today, Rockstar Games released the first story trailer for their highly anticipated open-world western, giving fans their first good look at the new characters and locations. The game will tell the story of a new outlaw named Arthur Morgan, who's a member of the infamous Vanderlyn gang, who, according to Rockstar's official plot synopsis, will rob, fight, and steal their way across the vast and rugged heart of America in order to survive. Although the Vanderlyn gang has been seen in previous Red Dead games, Arthur Morgan is a new character, so there's no telling what might happen to him in the story. This also means that players won't be controlling the previous protagonist, John Marston, although he could still pop up in a supporting role. Red Dead Redemption 2 is the first Rockstar game developed from the ground up for current-gen systems, and judging by the new trailer, it looks beautiful, with more detail in the world than we've seen in any of their previous titles. We also know that the game will have a robust online component similar to GTA Online, although we've yet to get a good look at that. We'll have plenty more on Red Dead Redemption 2 before it rides into town. It hits the PS4 and Xbox One in spring 2018. What's sure to be one of the biggest gaming items of the year hits the stores tomorrow, so let the frenzy begin. The tiny SNES Classic, or SNES Classic, or SNES Classic, or however you want to pronounce it, finally lands in stores across the globe on Friday, giving eager fans a new chance to get one. As you probably know, pre-orders went online last month and sold out in mere seconds, but Nintendo has promised that more units will be shipped to stores on launch day, which means you can expect huge lineups and crowds. Here's how things are going down. It appears that most big retailers will not be having special midnight launches, so if you want to get one the moment the clock strikes 12, you'll have to go to retailers that are open 24 hours a day. Stores that open tomorrow morning will likely have lineups outside, so you'll have to get there early, and don't be surprised if their stock sells out pretty quick. If you want to try your luck online, some retailers like EB Games will also be offering new stock to purchase on their websites, and that begins at the stroke of midnight tonight, which is actually 9 p.m. here on the West Coast. All of this is obviously needlessly stressful and is just the latest example of Nintendo's problems with supply and demand. They might be learning, though. Nintendo promises that additional SNES Classics will continue to be shipped to stores after the initial launch, so if you don't get one tomorrow, you still have hope down the road. They also promise that the system won't be abruptly discontinued like its predecessor, the NES Classic, which, incidentally, Nintendo plans to start making again sometime next year. As for what you can expect from the SNES Classic itself, it will come with 2 controllers and 21 pre-installed games, including the never-before-released Star Fox 2. We hope to bring you a review of the system soon on our channel, but that depends on how successful we are at the store tomorrow. Killer robots from the future have targeted a new date for Termination. The all-new Terminator movie, produced by James Cameron and helmed by Deadpool director Tim Miller, finally has a release date. It will hit theaters on July 26, 2019, 35 years after the original film was released and 27 years after Terminator 2.
I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
As previously reported, the new film will ignore the events of the last 3 Terminator movies, including 2015's much-maligned Genesis, and instead tell a new story that serves as a direct sequel to T2. With Cameron producing, it's the first time he's involved in one of the films since Terminator 2. Alongside him, Linda Hamilton will reprise her role of Sarah Connor, so it's a good thing they're ignoring the events of Terminator 3, where her character was dead.
You're dead, honey.
Arnold Schwarzenegger will once again be back as the titular cyborg.
I'll be back.
As for Arnold's obvious age difference, the new film may be ignoring the events of Terminator Genesis, but it will borrow one of the same ideas. James Cameron points out that being a cyborg means the character is a robot surrounded by living tissue and hair, which can age and turn gray just like real people or Austrian actors. Genesis used the same excuse, although hopefully that's the extent of the similarities between the two films, because Genesis sucks. We can all agree on that, right?
Fuck you, asshole.
We'll have more details on the new Terminator as they come in.
Come with me if you want to live.
Despite recent bombs like Ghost in the Shell and Death Note, Hollywood is taking a stab at another beloved Japanese anime tale. A live-action American movie based on the hit Japanese animated film Your Name is in the works. Paramount Pictures has picked up the rights to remake the film, and they're developing it with none other than J.J. Abrams and his Bad Robot Productions, making this his first time working on an anime adaptation. They don't have an easy job ahead of them. Your Name is easily one of the most beloved animated films to ever come out of Japan and earned more than $350 million when it was first released last summer, making it one of the most financially successful Japanese films in history. It tells the story of an urban teenage boy and rural teenage girl who swap bodies with all the awkward adolescent embarrassment that you might expect. The concept is a little silly, just like most stories in the popular Japanese seishun eiga or youth drama genre, which is something we totally knew how to pronounce and didn't have to look up. Given the popularity of Your Name and the track record of previous Hollywood adaptations, expect this one to get a lot of scrutiny. J.J. Abrams is also working on Star Wars Episode 9, which will see him return to the director's chair after 2015's The Force Awakens. Expect that movie in 2019. Not everyone is a fan of the blockbuster horror movie It or its sinister clown. The new movie is breaking records at the box office all over the world, but there's one country where it might be pulled from theaters prematurely. According to The Hollywood Reporter, the Russian branch of the fast food chain Burger King has filed a legal complaint with the Russian government to get the film pulled from theaters in the country. If you think that sounds silly, their reason sounds even more ridiculous. Burger King says that the It clown looks too similar to Ronald McDonald, the mascot of Burger King's biggest rival, McDonald's. So they think that all the promotional material for the film constitutes an unfair advertisement for McDonald's. It's unclear if their case will be successful. Russia has different laws surrounding copyrights, advertisements, and monopolies, although many Russians have already begun mocking the idea on social media. It was released in Russia earlier this month and hasn't been pulled yet, and distributor Warner Brothers will likely do everything they can to fight the measure. A sequel to It is already in the works, slated to arrive in 2019. We'll have to wait and see if any fast food chains have a problem with that one. That's the end of the rundown. Thank you so much for watching. To learn more about game design, visit our friends at VFS.edu. You know, we've got tons of other cool content for you to check out. Please do, and if you dig it, hit subscribe, okay?